Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I wanted to make a quick video because, unfortunately, it seems like there are many people who think that the Bible teaches that the Antichrist is gay. I've had several comments on my videos about this, and quite often I see comments on other videos repeating this idea. Even worse, there are a number of websites out there that list this as being one of the traits of the Antichrist. Websites that are supposedly run by those who study the Bible and preach to others. The sad part about this false belief is that it's one of the easier things to disprove. This doesn't require hours and hours of in-depth research to get to the truth. But in this case, if you're still not sure about this, let's spend a few moments to explain why the Bible does not state that the Antichrist is gay. This can best be demonstrated in 7 easy questions. The false belief is based on the King James translation in Daniel 11:37, which reads, "Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all." According to Strong's Concordance, regard in this verse means that the Antichrist won't discern, understand, or consider these things. The verse is broken down into 4 parts. The first part states that the Antichrist won't regard the God of his fathers. The second part states that the Antichrist won't regard the desire of women. The third part states that the Antichrist won't regard any god. And the fourth part answers why he doesn't regard those 3 things. It's because he shall magnify himself above all. There are many who misread the second part of this verse, thinking that it is saying that the Antichrist won't have a desire for women. But that is not what it says. What it actually says is the desire of women. So this isn't talking about what the Antichrist won't desire, but what women do desire. What's being discussed is the fact that the Antichrist won't regard or won't understand or consider what women desire. Other translations make it easier to understand exactly what this desire is. He shall pay no attention to the gods of his fathers or to the one beloved by women. He shall not pay any attention to any other god, for he shall magnify himself above all. He will not show regard for the gods of his fathers, the god desired by women, or for any other god, because he will magnify himself above all. The king will ignore the god his ancestors served, and also the god that women love. In fact, he will ignore every god, because he will think he is greater than any of them. And this goes on and on. In translation after translation, it becomes perfectly clear that the desire of women is referring to the gods that women desire. Clearly and logically, the entire verse is talking about gods. The Antichrist won't care about the gods of his fathers, nor the gods that women desire, nor any god, because he considers himself above them all. There are different interpretations of what these gods are that women desire. Some say it refers to the goddess of Mother Earth, which is Gaia. There's the idea that it refers to astrology or nature-related gods. Still others say it could refer to those who are held in godlike status by women in these last days, such as Hillary Clinton or Michelle Obama. Finally, there are those who say that it refers to the concept of motherhood, which many women hold to be their highest desire and almost godlike ability to bring forth life. Personally, I think it could be generally referring to all of these things. No matter what, this verse is talking about how the Antichrist simply won't understand or consider the gods that women desire. I suppose that common sense is a bit in short supply nowadays. However, I think it's a lot like a muscle. You have to exercise it sometimes so it doesn't atrophy. If the verse had referred to the Antichrist being gay, it would read something like this. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers. He isn't attracted to women, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all. In this convoluted version, the first part mentions God. Then, out of the blue, the second part mentions sexual attraction between a man and a woman. Then in the third part, it's back to mentioning God again. Then in the fourth part, it finishes by saying the Antichrist will magnify himself above all these things. That's about as nonsensical as you can get. So if you simply use your God-given common sense, you can easily understand that the whole idea that the middle part of that verse veers off into another subject is just absurd, especially when that subject is not related to the part that came before or the part that comes immediately after. I'm sure that most people who are saying this are just repeating what they've heard or perhaps took a cursory glance at the verse at one time or another. Sadly, there are probably also those who want to twist or interpret this verse to correspond with their own worldview and promote the idea based on that. In summary, the King James Version is talking about the desire of women, not what the Antichrist desires. Number two, other translations make it clear that this desire of women is referring to gods that women desire. These gods that women desire have different interpretations. Finally, just using your common sense, you can tell how completely nonsensical this verse would be if the middle part was talking about the Antichrist being gay. It simply wouldn't make any sense to force that into the middle of this verse. So that's all for today. If you care to leave a comment, please do. And as always, please be respectful of others. Thanks again for watching. Take care.